Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of the 26th of March 2023. Original date 1st of February 1994. Title: By having the elevated seat of the Trikaldarshi stage, be constantly victorious and give others the cooperation of power. Today, Trikaldarshi BapDada is seeing all his master Trikaldarshi children. BapDada has given each child the means for becoming Trikaldarshi. The blessing of a divine intellect and the special gift of the Brahmin birth. Only by having a divine intellect can children clearly know the Father, their own selves, and the three aspects of time. It is only by having a divine intellect and having remembrance that you are able to imbibe all the powers. This is why your first blessing is a divine intellect. BapDada has given this blessing to all the children, but you use this blessing numberwise in your practical lives. A divine intellect enables you to experience the Trikaldarshi stage. The basis of imbibing all four subjects is a divine intellect. All of you children know all four subjects very well. You even speak of them, but whether you are new or old, you are all clever in knowing them and speaking of them, but you become number-wise in imbibing them. The specialities of a divine intellect. At the time of putting any thought into words or practice, souls who have divine intellects will know the three aspects of time of every word and every action before they put them into practice. Generally, souls with ordinary intellects know the present very clearly, but they do not know their past or future very clearly. Souls with divine intellects know the past and the future just as clearly as the present. They experience all three aspects of time clearly at the same time. In fact, everyone says, whatever you think, whatever you do, whatever you say, first think and consider every angle and then act. Keep the consequence of that action in front of you before you perform it. The consequence is the future. A Trikaldarshi intellect is number one. Those who have Trikaldarshi intellects will never experience failure in anything. However, amongst the children there are those with three types of intellect. The first number that Baba told you of is those who constantly have a Trikaldarshi intellect. The second number is those who sometimes have a Trikaldarshi intellect and sometimes have an intellect that only sees one aspect of time. The third number intellect is of those who have a careless intellect and just see the present time and always thinks that whatever is happening now, whatever they are receiving now, or in whatever way they are moving now, they will be fine just by doing that. Why should we worry about what will happen in the future? However, because a careless intellect does not think of the beginning, middle or end, it is constantly cheated of success. So you have to become one with a Trikaldarshi intellect. The Trikaldarshi stage is such an elevated seat that by having this seat, that is, this stage, you constantly become victorious, and you are those who give others the power and the cooperation to become victorious. A divine intellect is a broad intellect. A divine intellect is an unlimited intellect. So check which number intellect you have made your own intellect. BapDada saw the results of the children in that all of you have accumulated the treasures of knowledge, virtues and powers. But even though you have accumulated them, why are you number-wise? Not a single person who had not accumulated any treasures was visible. You have all accumulated these, have you not? So why is it number-wise? If you ask anyone, do you have the knowledge of your own self? Do you have the knowledge of the Father? Do you have the knowledge of the cycle? Do you have the knowledge of the philosophy of karma? Do all of you have all powers? Or is it that you only have some powers and not others? All of you said yes for knowledge. Why did you not say yes for the powers? Acha, do you have all the virtues? Do you have all the virtues in your intellect? You have the knowledge, the virtues, and the powers in your intellect. So then, why are you number-wise? What is the difference? You do not know how to use the treasures in the right way. After the time has passed, you think, if I had done this, if I had moved along in that way, I would have had success. So, in order to know the time and use the powers, virtues, and knowledge that are appropriate for the time, the speciality of a divine intellect is essential. You think of many points of knowledge. You even relate them to others, and they are also noted in your notebooks. How many diaries would all of you have accumulated? There must be a huge stock of them by now. It is remembered of the Father that only a few out of multi-millions know me as I am and what I am. All of you know me, but to know me as I am and what I am. It is this that is underlined. The difference is created in this. In the same way, there is a difference created in using a particular point of knowledge, virtue, or power that is appropriate for the time that it is needed. It is because of this difference that a number is formed. Do you understand the reason? Firstly, a difference is created in using the right method appropriate for the time, and secondly, you do not create the thought or perform the action whilst being Trikaldarshi. So a number is created. So any thought that enters the intellect is the seed. Words and actions are the expansion of the seed. If you check the thought, that is, the seed, whilst remaining stable in the Trikaldarshi stage, and make it powerful, there will automatically be easy success in your words and actions. If you do not check your thoughts, that is, if the seed is not powerful, then there isn't the power of success in your words or actions. The aim of all of you is to become an embodiment of success, is it not? So, check the method of which you were told for constantly being an embodiment of success. Your intellects become careless in between, and you therefore sometimes experience success and sometimes experience having to work hard. The sign of BapDada's love for all the children is the wish that all the children should easily become embodiments of success. Devotee souls continue to attain success from your non-living images. It is because you became embodiments of success in your living forms that other souls continue to attain success from your non-living images. You stabilize yourselves in the stage of being Trikaldarshi. The Trikaldarshi stage is a powerful stage. Those who have the powerful stage finish anything wasteful so easily that the waste is finished even in their dreams. If you do not perform actions with a Trikaldarshi intellect, your burden of waste will repeatedly not allow you to claim a right to a high number. So, at every moment, constantly use the blessing of a divine intellect. BapDada gave you a signal earlier too. You have become Jnani Yogi souls. Now become souls who experiment with the powers of Gyan and Yoga. You can see the experiments of the power of science. So what is the main basis of the experiments of the power of science? What is the basis of all the instruments that science has given through experimentation? What is the basis of the experiments of science? If you examine it carefully, for the majority of them, it is light. It is with light that they experiment. When a computer is working, on what basis is it working? The computer is the might, but its basis is light, is it not? So, what is the basis of your power of silence? It is light, is it not? So, when, with the element of light, with one light, They are able to experiment in many different ways and put things into a practical form. Then you, with imperishable godly light, and your light of the soul, and your practical stage of lightness, what can you not experiment with? You have the stage of being light, and your original form is also that of light. So, when any of you wish to experiment, then check your main basis. Anyone who uses an instrument of science will first of all check whether it has light or not. In the same way, when you experiment with yoga, the powers and the virtues, first of all check whether you have the main basis, that is, whether you have the power of the soul, godly power, and the stage of lightness. When there is the double light of the stage and form, you will very easily be able to attain success in your experiments. In order to make this practice powerful, first of all experiment on yourself and then see. Every month or every fortnight, experiment on yourself with one special virtue or one special power. Whether in a gathering or in connection and relationship with others, test papers will come. However, first of all, check the experiments on yourself in the test paper that comes. To what extent you receive success in the aim you keep of experimenting with any virtue or power, and in how much time you receive success. The experiments of science are day by day moving forward in making you experience the practical form in a short time. They are taking less and less time. They achieve a great deal of success in a short time. This is the aim of the scientists too. In this way, whatever aim you keep, check how long it takes and also check the success. When you are successful in experimenting on yourself, it will then become easy to experiment on other souls. Then, when you experience success in yourself, the zeal and enthusiasm in your heart for experimenting on others will automatically increase. Because of experimenting on yourself, when you are in connection and relationship with others, there will automatically be an influence on those souls from your experiments. For instance, keep the example in front of you that you have to experiment with the power of tolerance. So when you yourself experiment with the power of tolerance, the soul who is instrumental in making your power of tolerance fluctuate will also then be saved. That soul will also be moved away from this, will he not? Then, while living in small gatherings, and centres are small gatherings, first of all try it on yourself, then try it on your small gathering. Create a program of experimenting with any virtue or power in a gathering. So what will happen through that? With the power of the gathering, an atmosphere of that virtue or power will be created. That vibration will spread everywhere, and the influence of the vibrations and the atmosphere will, of course, fall on many souls. So become such souls who experiment in this way. First of all, experience contentment within yourself, and it will then become easy for others, because you will know the method. Just as any instrument of science is first tried out in the form of a sample, and then created on a larger scale, in the same way, first of all, use yourself as a sample. This interest in experimenting will then increase, and your mind and intellect will remain busy in that. The time and powers that you use over trivial matters will then be saved. The stage of introversion will easily attract you, because the experiment and the success of the experiment of anything automatically make you move away from everything else. All of you can carry out this experiment, can you not? Or is it difficult? So this year, become the souls who experiment. Do you understand what you have to do? If all of you were to engage yourselves in experimenting on yourselves, then how powerful would the gathering of souls who experiment then be? So the rays, that is, the vibrations of the gathering, will achieve a great deal. You simply need determination for this, I definitely have to do this. No influence of the carelessness of others should fall on you. The influence of your determination should fall on others. Is the power of determination elevated, or is the power of being careless elevated? BapDada's blessing is, wherever there is determination, there will definitely be success. So, what will you become? You will become those who experiment and those who are seated on a Trikaldarshi seat. Thirdly, what will you become? You will become embodiments of success according to the time and the method. So this is the homework for the year. This homework will automatically bring you close to the Father. You saw Father Brahma. Before performing any action, he thought of its beginning, middle and end, and considered everything carefully, and then performed the action and inspired others too. There wasn't any carelessness, thinking that whatever happened would be all right, that it is okay, that it will have to do, that it has to do. No. So follow Father Brahma. It is easy to follow, is it not? You just have to copy him, do you not? You have the wisdom to copy, do you not? Acha, this is a group that takes a chance. You have won an extra lottery. When someone suddenly wins a lottery, he experiences even more happiness. So this is a lucky group, is it not? A lucky group that takes a chance. Others continue to think of when they will come here, whereas you have arrived here. Now the turn of the double foreigners is about to begin. The people of Bharat have taken their lottery. Whatever retreat program the double foreign children everywhere have created, they have made good effort for it. The method of bringing special instrument souls close is good, and to the extent that you have been moving forward in maintaining courage, to that extent you have been receiving the most elevated success of all every year. You have this experience, do you not? There was a time when it was very difficult even to make contact with special instrument souls, and what does it seem like now? More people come than you thought, do they not? So this is the instant fruit of courage. Contacts in Bharat are also increasing. Previously, you used to make effort to give invitations, whereas now they themselves offer to come here. It has become different, has it not? They say that they will come, and you say that you don't have any allocation for them. This is the practical form of children maintaining courage and receiving help from the Father. Acha. To the Master Trikaldarshi souls everywhere, to the souls with a divine intellect who constantly know the importance of the time and who use all the treasures according to the time, to the souls who constantly experiment in the laboratory of introversion, to the souls who, with constant courage, who constantly experience practical help from the Father, love, remembrance and namaste from BapDada. Meeting the Daddies. In which laboratory do you instrument souls reside? What laboratory functions throughout the day? You continue to make new inventions, do you not? You continue to have new experiences, and you also have touchings for new methods, because those who are instruments have a special blessing to be especially touched by new things. After just a short time, you will begin to think, and you will receive touchings about what has to happen now and what should happen next. Instrument souls especially need to make plans to increase zeal and enthusiasm and to bring about transformation. You cannot stay without doing that. Your intellects work on this, do they not? You are not amazed seeing these things. In order to move forward with your zeal and enthusiasm, you develop a planning intellect. Maya makes new plans to shake the gathering. You hear new things, do you not? However, you make plans to give courage and enthusiasm to all. Do you ever feel amazed about this? You don't, do you? Maya will not make you belong to her in the old way, will she? She too will bring about newness. Acha. Blessing. May you be a Master Almighty Authority who travels to your sweet home in a second in the plane of your pure mind and divine intellect. Scientists try to invent something that will travel at a fast speed, and they spend so much time on it, and also use so much time and energy. However, you have an instrument that incurs no expense to travel at a very fast speed. As soon as you think about it, you arrive there. You have received the instrument of a pure mind and a divine intellect. In your plane of a pure mind and a divine intellect, you can travel whenever you want and return whenever you want. No one can stop a Master Almighty Authority. Slogan: when you always have an honest heart, you continue to receive blessings from the Comforter of Hearts. Om Shanti.